Gotta get some more light up in here. I'm gonna discuss the helicopter parenting and the dangers of it, and why you shouldn't be a helicopter parent, and what you're risking yourself for. Firstly, you know how, when you have a child that's disabled or has a disability, you may think that it's more severe than it really is. Like in my case, I was born at 7 months, a pound and a half, in an incubator for over 4 months, and I had a ton of disabilities, and I went to special ed school my entire life, and it diagnosed me as retarded even though I have Asperger's syndrome. And a lot of the teachers and the people made it seem like I would have to live with my mom forever, and that I'd forever be a child, so to speak. But that is not the case at all. A lot of people don't seem to understand or realize that, your child is more than capable of learning, unless they have a severe disability such as Down syndrome or some other physical disability where they can't move. But it's very dangerous to be a helicopter parent. My mother was very controlling. I get it that she meant well and that she was worried about my safety and my sanity, but she's actually a cause of a lot of my pain and suffering throughout my teenage years and throughout my early years as well. And eventually I ended up hating her for it and resenting her. That is until she got sick 14 years ago and I got my freedom. So I would have never had my freedom if it wasn't for that. If she had not gotten sick, I would have honestly committed suicide, because I was so depressed. I hated being with her. I hated living there. I hated being told what to do. I hated being controlled. I had my own visions of what I wanted to do, and I was told I could not be my own person. I could not do what I want to do, and I could not live my dream or have a dream, but I have to do whatever they say. That's why I've gone back to the video saying fuck family and fuck what they stand for, because a lot of those parents fucking live by the system and learn from what the system tells them, because a special education unit is not what it used to be. It's really gone downhill. And a lot of people that are in that special ed class shouldn't even be there, honestly. Because, honestly, if they are disabled, then everybody's disabled, if you want to put it that way. You're a teenager, of course you're going to have mental challenges. Of course you're going to be pissed off and angry and have personal issues. That's just life, part of being a teenager. It's fucking horrible what I had to go through and what thousands of others that I know had to go through. There's a guy that I know who, he works, he has a job, and he drives a car, and he still lives at home with his parents, and he does not know how to pay bills or how to punch in a credit card online to purchase something, but yet he knows how to drive a car and hold down a job. To me, that's shocking. I would think it's a lot harder to drive a car. I don't drive a car. I don't even have a license. I just never had an interest in it. I had a phobia when I was a kid. Yeah, and this guy, he doesn't know how to do a lot of things, but he knows how to drive and work. I think the system wants the disabled to basically be robots and be machines and do their bidding and do whatever they're told. Whereas people like me are a danger to society, because I'm a deep thinker and I question things, and I always have from the time I was a kid. And I always read the facts and look over every single last detail of things, because it's very important, very crucial, very imperative that you do that when you're in a situation. Because if you don't, you're going to be in some deep shit, I tell you. And being a helicopter parent, you shouldn't be always in your kid's business, always, all the time. You should not ask your kids to tell you every detail of their life, personal things that maybe remain between them and their friends, for instance. I have a friend who's a couple months older than me, and he was my best friend for about 15 years, and he's got Asperger's, and he's got some other disability too. And he's on a ton of medication, and he tells his mom every single fucking thing, every detail. Every time we'd hang out, every time he'd go somewhere, he'd tell every little detail, every little thing. The bum in the corner, this and that, and he would not stop. And his reasoning for doing this was because his mom told him he had to tell her everything from the time she was a kid. Now, that makes his mom a bad person for that. What parent does that? What gives you that right to want to know every single detail? People have a right to have privacy and they have a right to have their lives. Have you guys told your mothers everything? And your fathers everything? I didn't think so. That's pure, utter bullshit. You need to have some preservations and reservations, and you need to keep some things private in your life. I mean, me personally, I'm pretty open about my life. As you can see on YouTube, I've pretty much told some of my dark secrets, more or less. But that's because I don't mind if the world knows. But as far as family and other people knowing, I could care less because I really don't have a relationship with them to begin with. It's very, very non-existent. They don't talk to me. I don't really talk to them. Last time I seen them was at my uncle's funeral back in December. I saw my cousin that I've not seen since 2005. And me and him always were at odds back in the day. We were always rivals. He's 3 years older than me, so we're in that same age range. So we're both alpha doms, so we both had a lot of disagreements on things. You know, as I've said, two doms and alphas in a room together, complete and utter catastrophe. Doesn't work. There can only be one. As Highlander says, there can be only one. And I say again, there can be only one. And that's one alpha, one dom. And that, my friends, in this room, is me. So with that said, you should not be a helicopter parent. And you should not over-concern yourself with every last detail. You should wait and see what your child divulges to you, the information of whatever they tell you, but you shouldn't go out and seek it. You should always keep close contact with the teachers to see how they're doing in school and to see what... God damn it. Fucking Bluetooth. Fucking thing. So yeah, with that said, you know, you really got to watch it. You need to stay on top of things. You need to not be always in your kid's business. If you become overbearing, you're going to lose your child. Your child will end up hating you and resenting you. And if that's a relationship that you want with your kid, by all means, but you're making a huge mistake. You want your kid to be there for you in the end and to love you and to care about you. Don't be up in their business 24/7. Let them have their life, especially if they're adults. Don't go constantly in their business moping around trying to find information. Who they date, who they sleep with, it's none of your goddamn business, nor is it mine or anybody else's. That's their business. Capiche?